Hi guys, welcome to our very first episode of Agents Off Script.
And we're going to be off script, FYI, all the time.
Every day in life for us, that's for sure. I am Shelby Afrifa, your Central Florida Realtor Community Strategist. And I also have...
My name is Catherine Torres. I am your local agent. I am also a military relocator as a military mom and sister. That's what I do here in Florida.
And so, Cathy, I want to get into the origin so you guys can get to know us. So, you'll be able to know where we came from, how long you've been in the business, and get a little bit of background, and then we can get into the other episodes and what we're going to talk about. So, Cathy, you've been in real estate for how long now?
It's nine years. 8 years licensed, 9 years in the business. So it's been quite a journey.
You've been through some things.
Yeah. Just to say the least, yeah.
Do you remember your first closing?
Shit. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So how was it?
My first closing, I did my offer with YouTube University. Yeah. It took me...
we not recommended that, right?
No. It was just me. Well, it wasn't... I didn't have help. I didn't have support.
That's key. Okay.
So I did it with YouTube University. It took me 2 hours.
It should not take 2 hours to write an offer. That's what you paused.
I know. But, it was a learning curve for me. I had to negotiate a new roof, which I never ever did. Okay. And the agent on the other side, bless his heart, I love him to this day. He didn't want to deal with his client, so he gave his client my number.
Okay. So you got the buy side and the sell side for that?
No, I did not. But I did communicate with the seller to get the roof done and some other repairs. Okay. So it worked out. At the end, she was happy, he was happy. So that was my first.
So not supported on the first deal, whatever brokerage that was. And Correct. We're not throwing out other brokerages' names, but we are. We'll tell you about our brokerage once we get into it a little bit more. But it was a successful closing, a good experience, even though it was a learning curve for you to get to that point.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And yours?
So I was still working full time when I got into real estate because I knew something happened in my corporate career where I knew I needed to be away from corporate America. And so I wanted something with some autonomy, more free time.
Yeah. That we don't have. I'm sorry, we don't have it.
Yeah, who said that? And really, my kids were at the age where they were doing more activities. They wanted to be in sports or things, and I wanted to be there for them and not be micromanaged for being there for my kids. So it was actually one of my coworkers who was looking for a home. It was him and his mom, and I remember taking lunch breaks to go through the walkthrough for an inspection and just getting everything done. But it ended up they loved the home. They're still in it today. And I didn't tell you when I started. I started in 2019, right before COVID. Like, why?
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't know.
Oh, my goodness.
You don't know what you don't know.
Were you sitting down under COVID? I know I sat down. My seat was mad warm.
We got a real reckoning with COVID in 2020. But I mean, here we are still today.
Yeah.
Enjoying our thing.
Yeah, we're working.
And we're both at a newer brokerage, right, for the state. So
correct.
Cathy, we're with IAD, and Cathy, you've been with IAD for how long now?
2 years.
2 years, okay.
Yeah.
And I think I'm not too far behind you. So if you're 2 years, I'm coming up on 1.5 or close to 2.
Correct.
Because we started about the same time frame. Correct. What was it about this brokerage that made you decide to switch when you did? Because there are tons of brokerages out there, right?
So for me, it was a couple of things. So I had been here, came to a couple of their events. I had met the current broker and his wife at an event, and we hit it off, and they were just so sweet. Had lunch with them, and at that time in my career, I was kind of I was about to quit. I wanted to quit real estate.
I think our viewers, if you're in real estate, have had a point in time where you said something like that. Because be clear, entrepreneurship is not for the weak of heart.
Yes. Okay? Oh my gosh.
Okay, so you were thinking about quitting.
I was thinking about quitting. Real estate is lonely if you do not have a strong team or some people that you can communicate. So it's really lonely. So I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this. And then I, of course, ran into Dave and Carrie and Michelle and spoke to them. And it was, the rest is history. Because of the communicative system that they have here and the fact that we're able to just pick up the phone and speak to anyone, my business just blossomed because we're able to discuss deals and how to overcome them. And just, if you just had a bad day, like I did and she did today.
Yeah, we both have mornings.
Yeah, we had a
we'll
great
get into
morning.
that and some other episodes for sure. We're trying to woosah.
Correct. But we had at least 5 minutes that we both kind of did a venting on the phone, and then now we're good. And here we are.
And,
so,
I mean, that's the case in point, right? Like everybody, I know everybody has something going on in life, but I mean, just again, it's always something. And I can say that about real estate, not that it's always bad or it's always going to be like the highs and lows, but it's always something. Every transaction is different. Every client that you interact with is different in every scenario. So really our two different scenarios this morning, had us both heated, but we'll get through it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll overcome. You have a closing later today.
Yes, I do.
Always round of applause for funding coming in, okay? Not only that, but also helping whatever that particular client's goal is. And this one is their second home, right?
Yeah, they're actually, funny story, they're from New York. So relocating.
And we help people from all over, so understand that.
Yeah. So I've been helping him for a while to find a place, but his final straw was this last snowstorm that they had.
Oh, yeah.
And he sent me a picture of him just all bundled up in the middle of snow, and he was like, "Get me the hell out of here!" So here we are. We're closing today. So I got him the hell out of there.
There you go. See, tell us what we want, we'll make it happen. Well, congratulations on that.
Thanks. It was good.
I guess more about just not only we talk about real estate, but that's not all we do, right? So in real estate, we also have our family life, right?
Yes.
So just again, like everybody else in their different professions. So I'm married to a first responder who's very heavily involved in what he does. And I have two girls, one in college and one in high school, two totally different scenarios. But a lot going on with the kids, so you have to balance. You have whatever a work-life balance is, if that's the thing. I know people use that terminology so often.
I don't even know if that's a thing. I think for us, it all trickles together. It's all, you could be doing homework and cooking and talking to a client all at the same time.
The ultimate multitasking, which is true.
Yes. So I don't know if there is a work-life balance. We just balance well.
That's a good way to put it. As do our personalities. We just balance whatever it is well. That is for sure.
Yeah.
So on top of family too, right? There are other things in the community that we do. So I'm actually on the board for a nonprofit in Central Florida, and we work to make sure that we prevent infant and children's fatalities throughout the gamut when it comes to swimming.
An amazing.
It is.
Amazing
Children's
place,
Safety Village of Central Florida. I'm going to plug it because if you're looking for a nonprofit to actually donate to or give your time back to, it's a great organization. So on top of work, on top of family, we have other endeavors and things that we want to do. And I know you are coming up on the precipice of something really amazing that we're doing in April. What is that, Cathy?
What am I doing in April?
Really? What do you mean? What are you doing in April? What are you doing in April? We just talked about it. What are you doing in April?
So I'm so excited. We really haven't spoken about our brokerage, but we do have other countries. Our brokerage is based out in Paris, France. So we have other countries like Spain and Mexico. So what I am doing is we're going to do a conexión global, which is a global connection where I am connected.
I understood that, and I don't even speak Spanish, so I hope y'all got that. Okay.
I am trying to connect United States realtors with our realtors in Spain and Mexico, to get the two together to do transactions. Some people want to move that way. I know my mom actually, and she's probably gonna get mad I'm bringing her up, but my
Mama, you on tape now?
my mom is actually trying to get her dual citizenship in Spain. Yeah. So I think I've spoken to a lot of people that are trying to move over there. And the agents here that can help them, if we can just connect them with our agents, overseas, I think it would be an amazing thing. So yes,
definitely,
yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
I'll let you know the next clip.
We'll talk about the next episode to tell you how the event went. But we'll also, we'll get to a point where we're talking about our other events too. That's a major one, but understanding that the leverage that we have with the brokers that we're with,
correct,
that allows us to be not only stateside but also overseas, whether it be Paris, Spain, Mexico. We have brokerages in Germany, Portugal, so a lot of places. So it allows us to be, if a client is looking for a property there, or family looking for a property there, we can actually get that taken care of.
So I'm super, super excited for that. Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that drew me to ID too. Not to say that when the prior brokerage I was with didn't have locations other places, but I don't know, it's something about it. And also the people that I met here. I think a big focus on real estate is, like you mentioned, your first transaction, doing it by yourself. Well, YouTube. I'm sorry, YouTube. Hey,
YouTube University.
There you go.
It came through.
But having the community here to help with transactions, to text a question over, like I will shoot off a question in a second, and not that it's that we don't know the information. You just want to share and support, because again, every transaction is going to be different, right?
Yes.
So somebody could have already dealt with what I'm dealing with, and then I get help from you guys.
Correct. I think I always I tell my team all the time, each transaction has its own DNA. It's like
that's a great way to put it.
It's like a human. Mm-hmm. So you can have, for example, I've had 2 closings this week.
Mm-hmm.
The most seamless, no problem closings I've had.
Okay.
We're
gonna get a horn, so every time we say closing, so we're gonna make sure so y'all can get excited with us.
Yes, that's very important.
Somebody's getting paid, and that means a family is getting into a home or selling their home. So always good news.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So it is. It's everybody has their own DNA, their own problems that occur. So that's what I tell them. Every transaction is like a human. It develops its own DNA.
Yeah, you just gotta go with the flow. Still get business handled for sure, but I guess the advice from that would be just be ready to ride that roller coaster, until it ride from start to finish. And I think that's another misconception. People talk about maybe the ease of real estate and what we do. But it's, from contract to close, is tons of things that can happen.
Yeah. And it is, there is an ease, right? If you do it right.
Yeah.
If there is certain things, you talk to your clients, you're very communicative with them, it can be a breeze. Now, it's them that we really need to put at ease. We need to take the brunt of everything else that's happening behind.
And not that we do.
Yeah,
we do.
Because that's insane. Yeah, it could be insane.
But we try not to let our.
No, but it's so much fun, right? When you're getting frustrated and you're cussing in your house, and then you call your friend and you're like,
yeah,
that's the fun part. Then you get to talk about it and laugh like we're doing right now. So
I guess because you have to laugh about it. Yes. I guess, but I was talking to someone else about it, and it's like I was feeling ungrateful for a second. I was like, Shelby, you get to wake up, you choose to do this.
Yes.
And then also in the back of my head, like, well, why'd you choose to do this? Are you crazy for doing it? But no, it's the feeling that I get when I help the particular client, get into sell their house, whatever it may be. It's always that end goal when it comes to real estate, because I think real estate is definitely a stepping stone to financial wealth. The equity that you can have. We're talking about homes people purchased before COVID, 2017, 18, or have had it before that. The way their equity doubled. So those customers right now, what can you do with that equity in your home if you needed to, So there's benefits to it. And there's also responsibilities for home ownership. I'm not going to, slight that and say that, there aren't some things that you have to prepare for there as well. But I think overall, the the pros outweigh the cons of being a homeowner, and I'm happy that we're be a part of that process.
Yeah, I mean, being sometimes that ungrateful thing tries to knock in, but you have your reason.
Yeah,
you discussed earlier your reason of being in.
Mm-hmm.
And I have 2 kids, grown, married, and I have 2 beautiful grandbabies.
What I've never asked you, like, what do they call you?
They call me grandma.
They do call you. You allow that? I wish. If my kids see this, I don't care how old I am, because we got a little time before they have kids. You will not be calling me.
Well, I wanted them to call me Gma.
Yes,
Gma. It just didn't click.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't go, and I tried. My grandson's 4, so I told him the other day, "You want to start calling me Gma?" He was like, "No, you're grandma."
Not the face.
Yeah, he was like, "No, you're grandma."
Gma person.
Yeah, he was like, "No, I'm not having it." Yeah, so I mean, when I came into real estate, right, I was in the medical field all my life. Right, I was corporate in the medical field. But I didn't look like you said you wanted time with your children.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't look at it like that. For me, it was like, shit, they're leaving? What am I going to do with my life?
The after the kids.
Yes.
So two different perspectives. I got it. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, what am I going to do with my life? My whole world has been my children. I've, been there through every sport, every trip, everything. And I'm like, I'm going to be by myself. What do I do with my time? How do I turn this around and still feel kind of needed? Right? Because as a mom...
and the decision was, okay, now the kids are out, let me get my tequila and let me start traveling.
Yeah. So I've traveled. I've traveled, but I said I wanted to feel needed, but because our clients are like our children.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and they're our babies.
We know they tell us, they trust us with their life stories. Like they tell us so much the conversations. Yeah. Nothing that we'll divulge here because they're going to see it. Yes, we're going to make sure they share it and see it. But understand though, they confide in us so much, not just from a real estate perspective.
No, personal.
Yeah, I mean this is
we become friends,
which is true.
Yeah,
probably one of the biggest financial transactions of their lives, and they're choosing us or trusting us to assist them with it. So. Right. I'm humbled by that, and I appreciate it. And so that's why I try not to take this position for granted, even if I have the days like this morning where I want to just, if I could jump through the phone. Yes. If I could physically reach out to you, I'm not condoning violence, but I'm just saying those are some of the thoughts that are around my head.
That's when you get the woosah and the other friend on the call.
That's exactly. Is that not what I texted?
Yeah.
I was like, just woosah. Yeah. When in essence, I needed that myself in that moment. Correct. But trying to make sure we're both home.
I think sometimes too, when you're going through something and a fellow agent calls you with an issue and you're trying to calm them down, it kind of calms you down too, because you're giving them advice, you're telling them what to do. In essence, you're hearing yourself and you're like, all right, I should do that too. So it kind of helps you when you're in that red zone. I call it the red zone.
I know we had zones. I'm a Scorpio. I think I'm always in a whatever that realm is.
We ain't gonna put our signs out there. We're both Scorpios.
Oh, which is why we like so. So be careful.
Yeah. We could be.
I am. I'm very loyal. I'm very sweet.
Yes.
Wait a minute, what's that? Not full of tact. but I am what I am, and I thank God for allowing me to be here and be who I am. There's only one Shelby Free in the world, and I'll take that.
And I don't want another Shelby.
See?
I love her.
So we decided to start this podcast because our brokerage redid our meeting space, and we have a podcast space. So hello, why not?
So excited.
We talked about the idea that moment we came in, and literally before we left that meeting that day, we had it all outlined. It's like, this is what we're going to do. This is when we're going to do it.
Just a side note.
I don't know what she's about to say, but
she had it out loud.
Okay, well,
she was quick pop on it.
What happened was, but with ideas, right? If you get something down, you want to make sure that
it execute.
Yeah, it's like, and if it's something we can do, it's like, it doesn't make sense. Do I have time to? Well, I think it benefit us. Well, I think it benefit you all to get the information. Everything clicked and made sense. And then
here we are.
Hey. And you'll start to see more branded stuff, right, for Agents Off Script. So we'll have some cards and things made up. But again, our first episode, we just want you guys to get to know us. So we do plan on putting them out about every month, right?
Yeah.
With our time frame, because there's a lot going on. Yeah. But we have our social media sites, so you want to make sure that you follow us on Agents Off Script. Yes. Look out for our YouTube and also our own personal pages.
Correct.
My IG is Shelby Realtor, and then your IG is?
Mine is at Your Running Realtor.
Yeah, so make sure to follow, like, and subscribe on all our platforms. You'll get more content, get to know us more. Yeah, and as we delve into it, we're going to have some guests to come through.
Yes.
Definitely. We'll have some topics that we'll focus on, not just to get to know us, but I mean, we're going to have some fun with this. That's what it's for.
Yeah. Agents Off Script. Hey, you can't ask for a better title. And with me, you always have to be careful. Like, I'm always off script. So I'm gonna try not to get censored.
I don't think I said a curse word this episode.
Me neither.
See, hashtag winning. Yes. All right. Well, thank you guys for your time, Cathy.
Oh, thank you. This was a pleasure.
I don't think I think everything happens for a reason, and so to be able to collaborate with a team member who's become a good friend, I think everything works out how it's supposed to. And we have our tribe. This is a part of it, but I think everything happens how it's supposed to. So hey, we're here. So check us out next time on Agents Off Script.
Till next time.